San Diego Comic-Con.
It's that time of the year.
Now,
it has begun
quickly,
as we are recording.
let me go back to my San Diego Comic-Con 2023 notes.
Oh, look at him pulling out the archive.
Yeah, boy. So, we predicted a Boys Gen V trailer, which we didn't get. Oh, no, we did. This is the stuff we did get.
I was going to say this, because
they announced... Yeah, Marvel didn't go last year. So we got an X-Men 97 action figure reveal.
I remember that.
We got DC announced 2 animated films for this year, Watchmen and Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths have just finished releasing the last part. They have all flopped. Everyone thinks they're shit. Watchmen, we discussed the trailer for that.
We did.
Last couple of weeks. So we're only getting part 1 of that, so we're not even getting the whole thing. We got the Invincible Season 2 trailer, as well as the Atom Eve spin-off special got dropped.
Ooh.
They announced that we were getting a new Punisher comic without Frank Castle. And we got a trailer for the Marvels, which is still the most overhated for no reason Marvel project.
Oh, yeah.
And
Such
it's criminal.
a great film.
And that was episode 76. Crazy. Look at us now. So, let's discuss what we think we're going to get with San Diego Comic-Con in 2024. It's been confirmed Marvel are back.
Yep, they're back in Hall H.
James Gunn isn't attending, but does that mean that DC are done?
I don't think so. I think DC are going to be there anyway. Now, I think we'll get it out of the way now because it's smaller stuff and less predictions. Transformers have had their panel as we've been recording. Not much to say. They're talking about the animated film that's coming out, Transformers 1, that we were kind of mixed on how we felt about it. It's the only things to note, there's apparently no human characters. It's all just robots and robots, which is honestly, I think considering it's set early days on their own planet, I think it'd be a bit weird if there was...
It would absolutely be a bit weird if there was heroes, if there was humans.
And then apparently also they've stated that it's set 3 billion years before the live action movies. So I still feel the same about the film.
Wait, so does that mean in the live action movies Optimus Prime is 3 billion years old? Is that canon?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Damn, my boy old.
I mean,
no wonder he had so many wisdomful speeches.
Yeah, no wonder he sounded like he did.
Yeah. My boy's been.
But yeah, that's been the first panel, and I don't think, and if nothing else has happened, so this is all now going to be obviously our predictions. Should we kick it off with Marvel? Because that's going to be the big thing of this.
Well, that's what we're assuming is going to be the big thing.
True. Their return to Hall H. We know lots of things are in the work. We're predicting that obviously Marvel's going to have a big... They love to do a big showing. They've they've said the rumor / I don't know if they did confirm it, was that it'll be film stuff and TV stuff will be more so kept for...
Yes. The understanding, I believe, is that San Diego Comic-Con is for big film announcements and D23 is going to be for Disney Plus TV shows, which makes complete sense.
Yep. Now, you sent me a tweet not long ago.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four cast, we've seen a photo of them all together, which we'll get into in the news later, but they are confirmed to be there. I had already put on my notes before you sent me this that I think the Fantastic Four cast will be on stage at some point. Now, the question is, do we get them in costume?
I don't think so. I desperately want us to. Do you know what I think is more likely?
Go on.
The other actors who we know have been cast, but we don't know their roles.
Ooh, confirmed roles.
I think it's more likely we find out who they're playing.
That's true. Do you know what we could end up with? Because was it in Guardians where the cast was there, but they weren't in costume, but then they had...
Yeah, for Guardians 3.
Yeah, they had the villain. I forget.
Yeah, the High Evolutionary came
Yeah,
out
he
in full
came out.
costume.
So maybe they do something like that to confirm one of these roles. They have them come
That would
out
be
in
very
a.
cool.
But I think that's definitely going to be a big part. I think of their showing is having the Fantastic Four stuff, people on stage, and
Yeah, it would just be really cool for them to be there. Let's remember they are Marvel's first family.
mm,
They are incredibly important to Marvel as an IP, even if they've not seen that love in the last kind of 20 years in the same way.
do you know what I'd
This
love?
film is going to blow us out of the water. I'm genuinely confident of that.
I'd love it. I don't think they will because I don't think they're going to put this much effort into like on stage set idea. But I'd love if it was like the panel starts and as people are walking in, there's like a very 80s, 70s, 80s themed sort of couch and TV, like bit of a setup, and then they all end up sat on the couch together to reinstate that visual style that we're gonna have.
What I could expect to see is them wheel out the robot that's Herbie
Ooh,
so that we can see Herbie.
that could be cool.
Because
Yes.
that'll be a thing that gets a big pop from the crowd. The internet
Yes.
will love it.
Smart.
You'll get
Smart.
lots of people going, I will die for that little robot.
Hmm.
It feels like you're getting a peek behind the curtain and it doesn't ruin anything at all. That's the kind of thing that I could absolutely see them doing. Now, here's the thing that kind of confuses me slightly.
Okay.
Fantastic Four and Superman Legacy are due to release within like a day of each other.
Yeah.
Superman Legacy finishes filming in the next couple of days.
Mm.
Apparently, Fantastic Four only started filming in the last couple of days.
Mm.
I struggle to believe that a film that's this big, important, is going to be filmed, edited, and released in a year.
I agree.
So, one of two things. First, they've actually already been filming for a little while and we're going to get a tiny teaser trailer.
Oh, imagine.
Imagine. B, which is more likely and goes into one of my predictions, release dates, reshuffle, delays, reordering, maybe a cancelled project and a new one. And they're going to be there to go, we're not quite ready for you yet. We'll come out Christmas 2025. Give themselves an extra 6 months.
I think kind of on that realm, I was predicting there's obviously going to be. We always seem to get like the phase image slates with the timeline of projects coming out. I think what that they'll do on with what you're saying, there will be a new one of those that has reshuffled things, new like rough months or like time periods of what year, and yeah, like Blade will get shoved along and different things are going to get shuffled around. And then kind of go, okay, we know things have been a bit all over the place and delays and whatnot. And like from when we were last here, a lot's changed. And then they'll give you like the fresh look of how the next phases are going to look.
Yeah.
I think with that as well, I'd like this, and it's obviously we don't know yet. If the I think it'd be cool if they had the Russo brothers come on stage, and confirmed if the title for Avengers 5 is the same, or if it's got a new title, they announce it, and they confirm that, yep, we're on for the next 2 Avengers films.
Yeah, so this is kind of a prediction I have as well. There's lots of rumours that have picked up in the last week that the Kang recast has happened.
Mm.
So I think there's a real chance we get introduced to our new Kang.
Yeah, that's true.
If they have locked in directors, that they confirm the directors, and if there is any title changes, which if they've got a new Kang, I doubt there will be, the title changes get announced. I mean, we know titles change.
Yeah.
That happens. So we might see some new titles anyway. But I would not be surprised if the 2 Avengers films to end out the multiverse saga, we have a little bit of information regarding them, whether it be a new Kang actor, directors, or title updates. For sure, that is something I'm aware of. A big one that is very much a shot in the dark and maybe more copium than anything else.
Okay.
X-Men news.
Okay, I didn't put any of that on here. I did think about it, But I was like, when they said they haven't even like, or they're making out they haven't decided on the next Wolverine, I was like, maybe it's too early. But yeah,
So
like,
here's the thing. I think that's a red herring.
could be.
I
Because obviously
think
if it's in the
X-Men
film...
97 has proved that you don't need Wolverine for the X-Men to do well.
True.
I think it could just be the tiniest little thing, but I think we could get a confirmation of what our first X-Men project is. Nothing more.
So,
Just
okay, yeah.
in
Maybe...
2028, we will be releasing Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
I could see them doing something where they have the new slates for like, here's phase 5 and phase 6. This is how things have reshuffled. Here's how the multiverse is wrapping up. And then they're like, all that talk about all that. Yeah. Then they go, oh, by the way, and it's going to flip to what is meant to be phase 7. And it's going to be the title of what this new era is going to be called, Mutant something or other. And I think you could be right, actually. There could be this is to kick off this new phase and era. We will have, this is the title, working title of what will start that phase 7, I guess it would class as.
Yeah. I doubt they're going to call it phase 7, because I've got a feeling it's a soft reboot coming. But
Yeah.
I and that's all I actually think we'll get news-wise, and even that I think is a bit of copium. But just like, this is the current title for the first official X-Men project of the MCU.
I think more likely out of the two things is we get maybe they're like, and then after this Secret Wars or whatever, after all this ends, we'll have phase 1 of the era, the mutant era. But yeah, no, I think that's not a bad shout. Thinking on what's coming soon, because usually they do show some trailers or teasers, at least to the crowd, whether we then have to kind of piece it together. I wonder if we get another Captain America teaser for them that maybe shows
something I've also predicted.
That maybe shows more of like Harrison Ford becoming Red Hulk. Because we've had one, and I think maybe there's something else there that gets shown.
Yep, I agree that we'll get something Captain America related.
Knowing Daredevil is wrapped as far as we know. Do you think there's a Daredevil teaser?
Disney Plus.
Ah, true.
I did consider it because it's so large, but I feel like based on what we understand of the situation, that it's unlikely. The big one that I do think we get a nice trailer for. Okay. Thunderbolts.
Oh yes.
That's due to come out May next year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe they give a first tease. I would not be
surprised to get a Thunderbolts trailer. And there are rumors growing around a Thor 5 announcement and a Shang-Chi 2 announcement.
Okay.
There's not like any real credibility, but it's one of the ones that's like murmurings.
I want something about Shang-Chi 2 because the first one was so good. Something else. What about Armor Wars? Because we know that's meant to be a film now. But we don't. Maybe they just confirm if it's a film or a show, and maybe that's in the timeline bit.
Just tell us something.
I think
I do think, I know we've already kind of discussed it, I really do think we get an updated roadmap.
Yeah.
Because it's so messy at this point.
Yeah.
Especially because they didn't attend last year and so much has changed. I think we need just a fresh roadmap to work out where the fuck we're at.
I think they'll also address, Kevin's addressed in some interviews, but I think there'll be discussion around Blade.
For sure.
That it's in a good spot now, or he's happier with it.
We're sorry, Mahershala, please don't leave. You're going to be so good.
And yeah, obviously, I think some things get cleared up, like Armor Wars and maybe Wonder Man. But that's also TV, so it's like TV, so it could. Some of the TV stuff might get put in the roadmap slate,
Yeah,
and mentioned that more of that will be seen at D23.
exactly. Now the big one that won't be part of the Hall H announcements,
Okay.
but will be shown by Marvel this week, in my estimations. On Friday, they have their game showcase.
Oh.
I think we're going to get some gameplay for the Captain America Black Panther World War II game finally.
Ooh. Yeah, more than what we saw at the State of
Yes, because
Unreal.
although that was all in engine,
Yeah,
that was a cutscene.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get some gameplay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And because they're doing a game showcase, I can't think of a lot. Obviously, you've got Marvel Rivals, which will no doubt get a fair bit of airtime.
Hmm.
But they haven't got loads and loads in the works.
No.
So I'm hoping that we get a bit more of that.
Yeah. I wonder if I was gonna say I wonder if there's like a new thing announced, but I don't know. Something that obviously goes under Marvel, but it's not
Okay.
Marvel doing it. Venom, Last Dance. Do you reckon we get anything on that?
I don't think Kevin wants to associate with that at all.
Yeah, well, not necessarily on their panel, but
I don't know. Is Sony attending?
I don't know.
Venom, The Law. I mean, it's due to come out this year. I forgot we already got a
Sony
trailer
Pictures
for
Television heads to.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to get another trailer for that then.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's due to come out later this year. I'd forgotten that we got the last trailer.
Hmm.
They need to make a big splash.
Yeah.
So there's that.
DC. The brother.
So
we
they're
know
not James Gunn isn't expected to be there.
Yes, he said he's not going to be there unless he surprises us.
Yes. But they are expected to
Shows.
show us something.
Now, I don't. I would find it hard to believe they do a Superman teaser.
I would be amazed
For that that'd be a very quick turnaround.
for James Gunn to not be there.
Yeah, I agreed.
Would be insane, but it'd be a great way to make it a genuine surprise.
Yeah. I wonder if for some of these other projects that DCU has announced, and like their sort of first slate, do we maybe get some more casting announcements?
So
for set characters?
For my DC, what I've got is I'm not expecting much due to James Gunn. Rumors of something happening. Creature Commandos trailer potentially.
Oh yeah, that's coming out fairly soon, isn't it?
Maybe we get a Matt Reeves Batman 2 update.
Yeah. Probably a new Penguin trailer, maybe?
I believe Penguin is going to be there under a different panel.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean they won't discuss it at all in Hall H. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get some casting appearances. Maybe not anyone new, but maybe just some people there to get the crowd a little bit excited. Maybe a couple announcements of people working on specific projects, a few more ideas about what the projects are going to be in the roadmap as we currently have it.
That was because I also wonder if on mine I was thinking, I wonder if we get like a full. I know they're not calling it Phase 1 because obviously that's what Marvel does, but
yeah, it's Monsters and Gods, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if we get maybe a full Phase 1 slate with titles.
Maybe. We know there's been some movement on the Green Lantern project. I don't know if maybe we get an update about that.
Possibly.
I'm not expecting. I've decided to not expect anything, so I can't be hurt then.
Yeah.
But I'm also quietly thinking we're going to get something that kind of makes us go, oh! And I almost think if they do drop big news without James Gunn there, it's kind of their way of going, yeah, this is just what we do. Ain't no thing.
Yeah, I do also think like there's so much talk around it being James Gunn and the DCU, and if they want the DCU to kind of be, I know obviously Kevin gets talked a lot about with the MCU, but a lot of the time Kevin isn't mentioned alongside MCU stuff. Them revealing something without him there kind of helps just be like, look, the DCU isn't just James Gunn.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious. I've got a couple of others.
I have some Star Wars things and some other things.
Yeah. So I've got an Invincible announcement of some kind.
Okay, I hadn't got that down.
I've got a feeling we might get maybe a timeline on season 3. And I would like for them to say that there's another special, like the Atom Eve special, coming.
That'd be cool.
And I think we get a new Rings of Power trailer.
I have Rings of Power down because we haven't had a proper.
We've had a teaser.
Yeah, but we haven't had like a proper trailer for season 2 yet.
And we're a month out. San Diego Comic-Con is like the perfect place for a Ring of Power trailer to get dropped.
I agree. I think there'll be something on Rings of Power. I've put down, which is I don't know if they're there for this, but Vox Machina season 3. I'm not sure if the Critical Role crew are there or if it would just be a Prime showing, because we know we're getting season 3 in I think it's around October. So whether there's a little teaser, I don't know. Also something coming up is Arcane season 2, the League of Legends little anime thing.
I know people have been very excited for that for a while.
Yeah. So whether they show something, I don't know. I have down Gen V.
I doubt we get anything Gen V related.
Yeah, it's a bit more of one of my long shot ideas. My only thought was we know that the Guardians of Godolkin were in season 4. Whether while they were filming that, they filmed like a little clip of them doing something.
If it wasn't for Charles passing away, I think we would have got something. But because that delayed production naturally,
true.
For everyone to mourn, I think that it won't be ready for this, which is fine. I'd be surprised if we got one. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't think they'll have something that they'd want to put out there ready in time.
Now, I have Star Wars stuff. Some of this is probably more likely to be at maybe D23 or Star Wars Celebration when they do that next one. I don't know what that is. But we've obviously got a Mando film in the works and coming up. Whether we get any information on that. Obviously, we'd love information on Andor Season 2.
I would love some information on Andor Season 2. We do have some Star Wars films in the works. So.
Yeah, so there's the Mando film, there's the Rey film.
And then there's the High Republic film.
Yeah, the Dawn of the Jedi, the Star of the Jedi Order.
We might get some updates on them.
Possibly. Something I think more likely to be kept for D23, but you never know, I'm hopeful. Something on Skeleton Crew.
I was literally, no one will be able to prove this. You're just going to have to trust me. I was literally typing Skeleton Crew into my search box. I was trying to work out when that was due for release. It just says 2024.
Well, it's got to be their next show.
I would imagine so.
So it's like, but D23 is a bit later in the year, which would make it closer to that prediction release. So maybe that is saved. I just, some Star Wars information, even if it's just a little bit, would be nice, hopefully.
Yeah, I completely agree. There will be some comic book announcements of some description.
Yeah, I presumed you'd keep up on that.
I'd finally kind of caught up on my comics.
Oh, well done.
I have not read a single comic since we moved in.
Ah, nice.
I'm just completely behind again.
Statement.
Yeah, I was finally getting into like a good routine, and it all just went to shit. So I will see if there's any news that I think is noteworthy, like last year with the Frank Castle change. But unless it's like genuinely quite big news, I probably won't bother. But no doubt we'll be surprised. Every year there is something that we don't think about or is completely left field that's huge breaking news. Maybe they've double bluffed us with Blade and Blade's actually in a really, really good spot and they've got a trailer for us. That would be nuts. Just fake that they've actually been using Blade to try and weed out their leaks. And that's why there's loads of bad leaks back because they're just trying to see who's leaking shit.
It's all been a ruse. They've never had a director issue. It's all just been fake news.
I also wouldn't be surprised, based on recent rumors, just one more thing for Marvel, if we get a confirmation of a Midnight Suns project.
Oh yeah, that could be a good show.
Because that's been heavily
Yeah.
rumored over the last few months.
It has.
But I think it'd be ballsy to announce anything where Blade's expected to star when the Blade film's not even started
Yeah.
filming yet.
Yeah.
So, pinch of salt.